Well, hello there, my fellow zombies. Josh here with the Zombie Cure. So this is video part 2 of cores. And in the previous video, we talked about what cores can do for you, how they can help you in your life. In this video, we're going to talk about exactly what cores are. Now we're going to start getting into the meat of the Zombie Cure. So cores is basically two things. It's history, in other words, going down to the root thing of what things actually are, and it's also science. Using a little bit of science, a little bit of knowledge, we're going to help you understand what cores are. Now, you've heard the saying, knowledge is power. Well, that's exactly what cores are. It gives you more knowledge on a specific topic that will help you make better decisions in your life and have more quality rather than quantity. So this here is kind of a little drawing of what cores actually are. And if you can't read it, I'll read them to you because I know this is kind of crap. But X is the topic, so let's just use shaking hands, which will be one of the fun topics we talk about in the next video. But let's say that's the topic. And shaking hands, if you go backwards and you understand what it is now. It's like a greeting. It could be used in interviews. It's a way to tell if people have confidence. At least that's what you think. Now, that's what cores does, is it takes you back to the beginning of what started shaking hands. Where did it come from? So X is the topic, and this little dot means it started from one certain thing. And then, kind of like that kindergarten game where you whisper in each other's ears, it's called telephone, and then that, you whisper a phrase, and then the next person whispers something, and then goes on and so forth, and you see if the last person says the same thing that the first person did, and about 99% of the time, it's something completely wildly different. Well, kind of like with any topic, any situation, it starts with one thing, somebody's agenda. In a previous video, you can look at what I mean by agendas. Somebody's agenda morphed it into something else. It had a different meaning. And then another agenda morphed it into something bigger and bigger and bigger until now what we know of it as present and what we accept. Again, we're trained to accept things, not analyze things. So what we know about shaking hands, or most people, is this little box. This moving up is time, so past, present, future. This is all we know about shaking hands. Now, if you go backwards in time, in the past, you will learn a lot more about what X subject is, okay? And so, the more you know about X subject, the more you can handle that subject, the more you can understand it, the more perspective, which is one of the two things in the Zombie Cure, and awareness that you can see. So knowledge is power. So knowing the history of where it came from, plus whatever the present is, helps you make better future choices. So what this does for you is, up here, the top line represents the quality in your life. The middle line represents the quantity of people in your life. Let's just say number of Facebook friends, okay? And then we'll get to the bottom line here in just a second. So let's say your quantity of people, you have several negative situations in there, or negative people in your life. So those people take away a lot of that quality, right? You got all, and this is about the quality you get in your life. The rest of it comes from negative sources, negative situations. Now, using cores, what that does is it will help you eliminate those negative people out of your life. Now, I did give a disclaimer in one of my very first videos that you're going to lose Facebook friends. You're going to lose respect to family members if you decide to practice the Zombie Cure. But that's not a bad thing, because most of the things you lose are going to be those negative situations, those negative people, those negative bosses. We'll talk a lot about careers in later videos, and this works wonderfully. So what you have left is all the positive things, situations, and people in your life, And this is what your quality bar will look like after you get rid of those things by analyzing what is good for you and what is not using cores. Now, this may not make much sense right now, but those fun examples that I have 3 of them. It's going to be a 3-video series on using cores with very easy to understand situations. When you get those, you'll maybe understand this a little bit more. But for you visual people out here, this may help. It may or may not help. And again, I apologize my chicken scratch handwriting, but there you have it. That's what cores are. And if you don't understand, don't worry too much about it, because these examples will definitely help you understand it better. But anyways, it's just an observation, and thanks for watching.